My name is Henry Grover. I am a Red Hat Cloud consultant.
Hello, my name is Matt Nolan. I'm a senior cloud architect with Red Hat.
And today we'll be talking to you about moving your organization to use the hybrid cloud. This is something we hear a lot of people are interested in these days. There's a lot of benefits to using the hybrid cloud, but there's also a lot that's involved in getting there. So some people have tried doing that in the past and they've had trouble. Maybe if we could just cover a little bit of what is useful about it and then what you could do to get your organization moving in that direction, I could see that being helpful to people.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say easily the biggest benefit is the flexibility that the hybrid cloud provides, right? Most organizations have diverse applications, they have diverse workloads, and some make sense to host it on private infrastructure. Others, it does make more sense to host into a public cloud type of environment, right? You may have strict regulatory requirements around certain apps, right? Or performance-related reasons that it just makes more sense to host them in your data center versus some apps that maybe have less sensitive type of data. And it makes sense to put those on the public cloud. There's also certain times of the year where you're going to have peak seasons or higher demand and wider swings in that. In those times, it makes a lot of sense for the public cloud to be your option because that pay-as-you-go model works much better. So it's a cost benefit. It's about flexibility first and foremost, and that's what organizations are really leaning towards doing.
Okay, so people want this flexibility, but they're unsure of actually where to start getting it. What could I do to break it down into bite-sized pieces so that next time it's easier?
Yeah, so you're going to want to start small, and you're going to want to do it in a phased approach. You're going to want to do your scoping first, meaning that I'm going to go identify applications that I can port into the public cloud. That makes sense. I'm also going to go identify a certain number of business units and users that are going to be early adopters. You're not going to have your entire organization come in day one and fly in there, right? So you're going to want to make it where you can kind of measure that. And then at that point, you can go to the public cloud. So what you're going to do is maybe go, well, I'm going to go here first, right? And then I'm going to come in, I'm going to adopt my on-premise infrastructure to the private cloud model. And then you can start thinking about how you're going to manage it, how you're going to automate that, right? And then ultimately, you can create your hybrid cloud as your time goes by and you get more sophisticated and your additional phases come on.
Point being, it sounds like figure out what you've got to start with and then start moving into that direction one step at a time rather than just trying to do it all in one go. So with these general ideas in mind, what challenges are people likely to encounter as they start on this journey?
Well, you don't want to do this as a shadow IT project, right? You don't want to do it in a vacuum. You want to make sure that you've got the right executive sponsorship, that you've got your operational teams involved. You pulled them in. They're going to be impacted, right? Certainly. That you're also going to have users that are going to be impacted. Your application owners are going to get impacted. So just make sure that you've got your stakeholders brought in early and often, and they're accountable, and they're stakeholders that you're going to want to bring along the way. And the other piece too, right, is that you're changing pretty drastically how you're going to provision services in your organization. So from a technical perspective, you're building this, but if your processes don't change, if your internal processes do not change, you're not going to see the benefit. So that's the other thing. Make sure that your processes are in alignment technically with what your new cloud strategy is.
Okay, and besides all of that, what should people do next if they're still unsure of where to start?
Sure. So to get started, they can contact us by reaching out to their existing Red Hat account executive to set up a discovery session, or go to redhat.com/services to learn more about how our training and consulting services can work with you.